Hi everybody, my name's Carrie Norman, and today I'm going to talk to you about Google My Maps. What is Google My Maps? This is an application that allows students to both interact with content and create a map that will stay with them throughout their education. My Maps allows students to develop critical thinking skills, collaboration, transfer skills, and 21st century map skills. It also allows them to share a map and collaborate with others. Why should you use Google My Maps? Google My Maps is an app that is easily accessible because it is a Google Drive application. Students can share their maps across the class, campus, and even the world to collaborate. Students develop critical thinking skills using maps to analyze trends and compare different topics. My Maps meets students where they are in the age of Google and GPS. Students are the creators of content, and this allows them to transfer knowledge to and from maps. How to get started. First, you're going to create a map. Then you're going to add various layers, drop pins, and content to your map. In the next few videos, you will see how to create a shape, how to add a layer, how to create your map, and how to add content to your drop pins, as well as change your drop pins.
How you're going to get to Google My Maps is you're going to go to Google and search My Maps and click on Google My Maps. This is going to take you to your dashboard. You can see that I've looked at and created a bunch of different maps. You can click on All and see all the maps that you've looked at or created. You can look at Owned, the ones that you own, you have a copy of, or you've made your own self. Not owned would be the ones that I've viewed, but are not necessarily ones that I've created. Then you have your shared maps, your recent, and you also have an Explorer. On the Explorer maps, you can go explore other people's maps that they've created. This is a great way to get ideas for how to use Google My Maps in your own classroom. Today, though, I'm going to show you how to create a map and the different functions of a map. So to create a Google My Map, you're going to hit Create New Map. When you create your new map, you're going to get this blank canvas right here. You can change your base map, which is what this is called, by clicking Base Map, arrow, and choosing different maps that you might want to use. Some maps can show different features, geographical features better than others, so it's really up to the teacher and their preference of what they're using this for in their class. First thing I want to talk to you about is layers. So this is my first layer. If I wanted to add another layer, I can click right up here and hit Add Layer. Now I'm going to show you how to add a marker so that you can see the difference in your layers. I'm going to unclick this layer right here because I want to go add a marker to the places that I've been. If I click right here, that's how I'm going to add that marker. That's just like adding a drop pin on a Google map. So I'm going to drop pin in Austin, Texas, and I'm going to hit Save. Now, if I go click on places that I want to go, you don't see a difference because I still have the places that I've been clicked. But if I unclick places I've been, my marker goes away. So that's how you can see the different layers and add layers to work on them. The next thing that I want to show you is how to draw a shape. So to draw a shape, you're going to hit Draw a Line, and you're going to hit Add a Line or Shape. Reasons that you would do this would be for your students to draw different state boundaries or draw different boundaries for the 13 colonies. So once you've drawn your shape, you can name it. And then you can also edit your shape. So I can change my fill color, I can change my border width, and I can change the transparency. So if I want it to be darker, I want it to hide all of the cities, and maybe I want to make it pink. So now I have my Texas, and I also have my drop pin here. So the next thing that I want to talk to you about is our drop pin. I know I showed you the drop pin in the beginning, but I want to show you how to edit it. So if I have a drop pin here and I click on it, you see I have a bunch of toolbars. So I can go in and I can change my style. I can change the color if I wanted to change the color, but I can also change the icon. So if I want to change the icon to, maybe it's a place I went snowboarding. I know you can't snowboard in Austin, but if I wanted to change that icon to there, I can hit OK. I can also hit Custom Icon, and I can drag an image that I want to be in there and make that my icon. Another thing that I can do for my drop pins is if I want to add some content, I can hit add image, and I can go to a Google image search, and search for pictures of the Capitol and insert them into my drop pin. I can also add content. And then I can hit save. So now I have content and a picture added. You can also add video if you would like. So what that looks like when your map is finished, because right now if I click on it, it's going to pop up my information on my actual individual icon. But if I was to preview my map, if you created a map for your kids and you had different content that they were going to go and discover and explore, they would be viewing the map like this, and they would see the legend over here. They can hide the legend if they want to. But if they click on an icon, then you see the information that was put into that icon. So you have the picture. If there was a video, there would be a link for them to click on. You can add links to take them outside of this website to other websites to find content. However you want to deliver your content to your students. When you want to name your map, you can come up here and double click. And then you can also share your map with others. So your students could work collaboratively on the map. You could share a map with your students as a view only. You can share your map as an edit. You can embed your map onto your web page. You can prevent editors from changing access and adding people. However you would want to use that to collaborate with others.
There are different ways to input information. You can manually draw shapes, add layers, drop pins, and information using your finger or a stylus. You can use Google Sheets to input information and add to your map. Or you can use a Google form, export the results to a spreadsheet, and import that into a Google My Map. How can you use Google My Maps? You can use Google My Maps in so many ways and in all content areas. In art, students can find various art or artists around the world and create points along with information. You could create a map to showcase street art around the world as well. For Avid, you could create college trips with information about each college and even have a map within the college. For reading an ELA, you could create a literary trip that follows the character or the book's journey. In science, you could create a geology hike and map out the information found along the way. Create a trip and map the distance, area, or perimeter of that trip. You could create a map of math around the world. You could use My Maps in a digital breakout for students to solve math equations to create a shape as a clue. You could track migration, create a map of history. Really, you could create a map for anything that you wanted to use in your classroom. On the next slide, you will see some examples of maps used in history. The top left is a map of the U.S. regions and important geographical features. The map next to it was created by our 8th grade history teachers to explore the 13 colonies and triangular trade. The map to the bottom was shared at the TechSCU conference. It showcases the battles of U.S. history as well as many other historical facts. On the next slide, you'll see some more examples of how you can use Google My Maps. At the top, there's an example of how to use My Maps in math. Tom Barrett created a quest for students to complete. They had to go to each point and solve a math problem. At the bottom, there's an example of a map that was used to showcase a volcanic explosion. This is probably one of my most favorite maps just because of the details that you can see within this map. As you can see, Google My Maps is a very useful tool to get students engaged in creating content. I hope that you found this presentation useful and informative. Add the resources slide to this video so that you could see all of the things that you could use to find information about Google My Maps and to help you in your quest to create a Google My Map for your classroom. You will have access to all of these links on the Google slide presentation. And just for fun, I created a map for our class. You can access the link on the Google Slides presentation. Hopefully you can add your points and we can share a map from our class. Thanks for watching.